Hey, what's going on? So, about a couple weeks ago, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? Well, it's about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got this vintage Sharp VC-381 VCR. Let's take a look at the front here. And it has something pretty unusual, or not too common, on VCRs. It has a mechanical counter. Let me just reset that for you. Well, let's reset it. And I already set the clock. It's 1:45 Eastern Time in the morning, AM. And these were one of the first ever front-loading VCRs. I'm not saying it's the first ever. It wasn't the first ever, but it was one of the first front-loading VCRs. And there seems to be a circuit board covering the top, the mechanism. So let me flip that, and I will get back to you. Alright, so I lift the circuit board up. I had to pause because I can't do it with just one hand. And because if I just lift the circuit board, they won't stay up. But I have a beta tape holding it. And it's just my beta head cleaning tape. And you can see here that the mechanism is pretty vintage. Very old, very well built. Built like a tank. But mechanically, it needed to be repaired. I had to replace the loading belt because it was slipping, and when it went into play mode, it wouldn't load all the way. You would just hear like it would load but you would hear like a whirring noise after a few seconds. And that obviously meant the belt was slipping. And I can't take this cover off because that is required to be there in order for me to operate the VCR. Because you can see here, on the this is a, I think this was built in, I think there's a date right here, if I'm not mistaken. There's Japanese writing on it. I mean, of course, it was made in Japan. Love it. You know that means they're good. No date here. There's not a date. Actually, there's a date on the back. I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go read it. Alright, according to my knowledge and the date, it was made in 1983. So this one's an oldie. Beautiful. And this switch actually activates the cassette carriage. And the power switch is pretty particular. Instead of pressing power like this, like you would do on a normal VCR, like just power off. On this one, there's two buttons. One's to turn on, one's to turn off. Power off, power on. Power off, power on. That's unusual. I don't think I have any other VCRs that have that feature. But I could be wrong, I'm not sure. But this switch here, this black switch, operates cassette carriage. I can even use it without a cassette. Watch this. And if I hold it, it'll still go. When I let go, it stops. See, eject. And on this one, it has a unusual cassette loading mechanism. Look at this. Unlike most separate cassette carriage loading mechanisms, you would see a motor right here driving a worm gear or belt here. But on this one, it's on the opposite side. and how it was built is pretty unusual. You don't see that every day. I replaced the belt too. I replaced the original belt too, because it was getting wobbly. And there's a switch here that will, because if it's not pressed, let me show you. Well, when it's hard to explain, but, if I hold the switch down while the cassette carriage is going, like, putting the tape in, it would stop halfway. I also did a little greasing too on these gears here. Unfortunately, on this VCR, I cannot show you the bottom side because there's a huge circuit board covering them, and like on my Panasonic VCR, well, unlike on my Panasonic VCR top loader, there is a circuit board covering the bottom side, but I could just lift the circuit board up with the button. I could lift the circuit board up along with the buttons, but unlike this one, you can't lift the circuit board up with and the buttons don't go up too. So I can't show you the bottom side in action. But if you're curious to see what the bottom side looks like, go on Studio Sound Electronics, and I can give you the chassis link, and I sent them. They didn't have a photo of the chassis of this particular model, but I helped them by sending them the photo, and the bottom side is 100% this VCR. So feel free to check that out, because I can't show you the bottom side in action or the bottom side. I replaced the capstan belt, which is the drive belt, and this one's idler motor driven, so it doesn't operate via belts and all that. There's another switch down here. Let me see if I can show it to you. Where it is? Okay, right there. This operates without it being pushed down, the mechanism won't engage. I can even do it without a cassette, but I can't even get into it. I had the cassette carriage mechanism taken apart, so that's why I was able to do it. Oh, and the idler tire has been replaced too, because like I said, the original idler tire was still in good condition, but there's a problem with my VCR on this VCR the picture doesn't work, and I thought the idler tire was the problem, or the pinch roller. It wasn't either or. It must be an electrical problem of some sort, which I cannot fix. So, fortunately, this VCR does not work well, but mechanically it works fine. And it has an idler tire molder. An idler molder. Let me just put the cassette carriage in so I can show you. So, on this one, there's an idler molder. Hold on, let me get my light in here, see if I can show you. There it is. Okay. Right down there is the idler molder. Wow, this zooms works a lot better than my crappy my other camera I have. And this is, of course, a 2-head drum. There is no hi-fi, not even stereo yet. I mean, that's what I think. No, I don't think stereo VCRs were around until 1984, 1985. That was before that. And on this one, this has 2 rollers for like adjusting the picture quality and all that. Side is just the lens cover for my camera, oh, forgot to mention, man, there's a lot of things featured on this VCR. There's not just 1, but 2 counterbelts. Can't really see the other one too well, but it's right there. 2 counterbelts for this thing, for it to work the counter. It's pretty cool, huh? The eject. And it works a lot different than other VCRs. I mean, it uses like relays and all that to adjust the tape speed. And sometimes I've heard in the video that the relays could be the problem of the picture quality, but on this one it isn't. I clean the relays as well as I can, and that wasn't it. Must be a capacitor problem or something. Well, I somewhat know how to solder, but I always think that this capacitor is bloated, but I can't really see from here. I can't really tell that easily. Maybe if I... No, it's not bloated. Yeah, but some of these you can't really tell how bad a capacitor is unless you use one of those things. I don't know what it's called. And you can't really see the loading motor. You can't see the loading motor from here. It's on the bottom side. Like I said, I can't show you the bottom side because there's a circuit board and all that, yada yada yada. But like I said, you can view the bottom side on Studio Sound Electronics. So enough with all the talking. Let's put a cassette in. I had a cassette somewhere. Here's my cassette. And let's see it load and see it in action. Come on. Of course, the tape won't load instantly. Have to press play. Supposed to be playing an LP speed. Oh, it's making a squeaky noise. Oh, it stopped. So, I can forward search. Forward search does work on this. Reverse search. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm not gonna reverse search again. The pinch roller on this must be worn, and due to that, it's a common problem on old VCRs. It'll crunch up your tape if you put in reverse search, forward search, maybe even play mode, depending how bad it is. If I put in forward search, it won't do it, but let me show you. Let me just show you what it did to my cassette. I'm gonna eject it. Well, thanks to the pinch roller, it crumpled my tape up, but it didn't do a lot of damage, so that's good. So I'm not gonna put in reverse search again. But I could do a full fast forward. I'm just gonna show you the loading mechanism again. Alright, full fast forward. Let's go. Well, of course, since it's an old VCR, it doesn't fast forward fast. Same with rewind here. Stop. And we will eject. Bin, because I want to show you the ejecting mechanism on this thing. Let's take a look. Pretty good, pretty cool, huh? So that's something. Well, unfortunately, I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping this VCR because the video doesn't work. I'll show you what I mean. Now, I want to show you the counter, the mechanical counter in action. Well, let me see if I can get my camera down there. Okay, here we go. Oh, and there's also a little door here. It just reveals the buttons on the programming time and to set the clock. And there's other features down there too, which is you can switch the tape speed for recording, and the audio in, and the remote. I don't think this was before infrared remotes. Tracking, I tried to adjust that during the video quality, but that wasn't it either. So yeah. I just remembered. Down here we can actually see a little bit of the loading mechanism in action. So, I already put a tape in. Now let's press play and watch the magic happen. Some of these VCRs have a similar to the design to some of the older Orion VCRs. I mean, I always think that I think Orion's stole the idea from Sharp, because I think, of course, Sharp made the VCRs first, and Orion stole its design and make their own. Both of them are pretty nicely built, though. Play again. Do a search. Okay, it went. Okay, let me reverse search again. Now I'm gonna hook this up to my TV and show you the picture quality. Alright, so my VCR is currently hooked up to my TV. Here's the TV. And I already put my color bars tape in. So let's press play. So I can show you what exactly is going on with it. And let's take a look. Yeah, that's exactly what's wrong with it. I have no idea why it's doing that. It's kind of annoying. I'm gonna get another tape and show you something else. Alright, I put a different tape in. The audio's funny because the VCR doesn't work. And that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do. Hit the like button. Well, subscribe button too. Feel free to leave a comment. Be kind, rewind.